Good afternoon, I'm Jared McMullen.
And I'm Piper Smith.
Today in Bio News, we traveled to Catalina Island off the beautiful coast of California to discuss a bittersweet story of the island foxes inhabiting Catalina Island.
Also here today, we have Miles Van Homer interviewing a special guest.
Now back to the foxes. Island foxes can be found on 6 of the 8 Channel Islands off the coast of California. Each fox on separate islands is classified as its own subspecies because of how they have adapted to their environment. The foxes are not found on Anacapa Island because of lack of fresh water, and Santa Barbara Island because it's too small to support required food.
Due to their small population size limited to the Channel Islands, there's a bigger threat to their susceptibility to mainland disease and parasites. They are about 4 to 5 pounds on average, however. They are the largest mammal predators and the island's keystone species, meaning that if they were to be removed from the ecosystem, it would cause a trophic cascade, leading to detrimental changes throughout the ecosystem.
Their primary source of food is deer mice, birds, snakes, insects, lizards, crabs, and various native island plants. And they are prey to golden eagles. Don't be alarmed because this symbiotic relationship allows the islands to run a balanced ecosystem. Their primary problem facing these little creatures is you, humans. The ecosystem had been running smoothly for the island foxes on Catalina, with up to 1,300 island foxes in existence. But due to human interaction, rat poison, cats, and dogs, by 1999, the foxes' population went down to only 100.
Luckily, humans were able to catch this problem before all island foxes disappeared. They mitigated the issue by captive breeding, and many of the fox's predators were relocated, including golden eagles and feral animals. Scientists and researchers have now closely been watching the foxes and tagging and tracking them to ensure their safety and future population growth.
Due to these new precautions, island foxes were able to be reintroduced into the wild. Unfortunately, with the reintroduction of island foxes back into the wild on Catalina Island, they are facing yet another problem. The foxes are currently found wandering into the island's communities and getting into quite a bit of trouble. Foxes are finding their way into trash cans and getting sick due to the change in diet, not to mention foxes are not humans' best friend. In addition, their fragile bone structure, similar to the bird, makes the foxes easy targets for dogs. Then, there are the recurrent issues they faced in the past, such as human disease, cars, and interaction in general.
Although humans are the primary cause of the problem, island experts are working on many ways to avoid a decrease in population again. There are many ways to help support these furry little creatures. We highly suggest and promote the use of animal-safe trash cans, as well as keeping your pets on a leash when in public or on hikes.
But don't fear, there are many more ways to help. By driving the speed limit, there is less of a risk of hitting them. Also, you can become more educated about the foxes and how to protect them at your local ranger station.
Luckily, these solutions don't cost anything except for the animal-proof trash cans, but with enough support, the islands will be able to afford a trash can for most of the town, especially if individuals were to buy a trash can for their property to help out the islands. Now to Miles Van Homer for more tips on how to help.
Thanks, Piper and Jared. I'm here with Patricia M. Myers to ask a few questions about the island fox. Patricia?
Hi, thanks for coming out to the islands today to help spread awareness about the island foxes. Hopefully I'll be able to answer some of your questions.
Well, Patricia, what is your job and what do you specialize in?
I am the founder and director of the Friends for Island Foxes website and organization. I think I started the organization around 2004.
So, what are some issues you've noticed with the reintroduction of the island fox?
The foxes have already been reintroduced into the islands and are removed from the endangered species list. However, they're still facing problems with non-native plants brought over by farmers.
Well, what are some laws protecting these foxes?
Well, while the foxes were still under the endangered species list, they were all protected by the Endangered Species Act. However, most of them have recovered and are no longer on the endangered species list, but a few of the subspecies are protected by California law.
Alright, well, how have other island species reacted to the presence of the island foxes?
Well, there's a study currently going on to study the relationship of spotted skunks and the Channel Island foxes. They mostly stay out of each other's way, but there are also certain prey species whose populations have been decreased with the presence of foxes, but the ecosystem is mostly balanced.
Yeah.
Patricia, how about human interaction? How has that affected these foxes?
Well, when the foxes wander into towns, mostly Avalon, they can run into dogs and feral cats, which can spread disease as well as kill them because they're not very strong. They also can come into contact with human waste and garbage, and one of our fears is that they will become habituated on eating those foods. And on other islands, Navy islands, there is concern of Navy men feeding them. There are very strict laws about feeding the foxes, but our main goal is to make sure that we have no human food on the other islands.
Well, Patricia, thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
This has been Bio News with Miles, Piper, Jared, and Amanda, signing off. I'll see you next week.
Today to stop laughing. We're stop laughing at me.
Okay.
Can you stick the spoon in here?
Miles,
Okay.
serious.
Stop laughing at me.
Alright,
I need-
reinforcement.
How do the how over the other island species?
That was pretty good.